Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Curriculum Night 2021. My name is Mr. Erb, and I am your student's Math 3 teacher. So let's go over a little bit about me. I'm from Medina, Ohio. I'm an avid Browns fan, which is a good thing for once. This is my 9th year teaching at Community House. I went to college at Bowling Green State University to be a math teacher, specifically a secondary math teacher, so high school and the like. I lead Math Counts, Math Club, and Math Madness. I'm a 2019 PAIMS awardee, DoD STEM ambassador this year, and an Edith May Slife awardee in 2021 as well. So thank you to those who nominated me for that. Really appreciate it. I also have a daughter who is now 16 months, which is just immensely exciting. Love being a dad. Let's talk about classroom expectations. Each week we turn in homeworks. These are worth 100 points. So instead of checking homeworks daily, we're going to check homeworks once a week. This is good and bad. It's good because your students, if they have a particularly hectic day, they don't have to worry about completing that homework that night. They just need to make sure it's done by the beginning of the next week. The bad part is some of your students will get behind on something, and it can snowball. And let's say they don't do Mondays and then forget to do Tuesdays, and then suddenly they're 2 behind. But that would happen if I checked it daily. The other thing they need to do is begin the warm-up. As soon as they get in, they always have a warm-up. Take all notes and copy examples. Turn in any late work and corrections without being prompted. And the biggest, most important thing is ask every single question you have. I think that is by far the big thing that we want to make sure your students are doing, is asking questions constantly. Grading has changed a little bit this year. We still have the 10-point scale. However, it's broken up into a couple of things. We have the perform, which is 50%, which is strictly test. We've already had a test so far this year. The rehearse is 30%, which is dealing with quizzes. We'll usually have a quiz and test per unit, just so that way we can get to the amount that we need to have, which is about 3 or 4 of each. And then prepare, which is pretty much classwork or homework. Most of the time you're going to be seeing homework, and it's going to be graded for completion. I don't grade homework for correctness because students are still learning it. And so we don't want to penalize them for making mistakes. Late work. So if you are absent, or if you're turning in work late, it originally will go in as a 0. And then as completed, for each one day that it's missing, 5 points are taken off. So for example, let's say you were missing, you weren't there when I checked homework that day. So if you're absent, you would get a 0. And then as soon as you come back the next day and you show me all your work, then you'd get 100%. But let's say you, for whatever reason, forgot to do Wednesday's homework, right? So now you're getting a 80 out of 100. And from there, what would end up happening is, as you show me that Wednesday's homework the next day, you'd only lose 5 points because you missed one day. So that would be a 95 out of 100. Now, if you miss multiple days, so you miss 2 days before you turn in, then you go to a 90, 85, and then eventually an 80, which at that point, is it worth doing still? Work can quickly snowball. So if you notice that your child is missing work, any type of homework turn in, that just means that either 1, they didn't bring it to school, or 2, they didn't have it for that particular day. So make sure a thing that you can do to help your students succeed is making sure they're turning in that homework on a weekly basis. Test corrections. So any student that is doing a test has to submit test corrections. No matter if they got a 95 or a 25, everyone's doing corrections. I think regardless of what mistakes we're making, we need to learn from them, which means that we need to do test corrections on them. If your score is between 70 to 79, these corrections will count as your retest up to 80, which is the highest you can get on a retest. If they're below a 69, you could do corrections and a retest. There's a 2-week period of getting back your test and doing a retest. Right now, we're just going strictly with corrections will raise your grade. And again, if your student's struggling with any of the concepts, they know to come ask me and get help with that. If absent, check the wiki and look for any type of missing assignments. You'll see that under the homework tab. Notes will be at the top of the wiki in PDF form that you can see what we did in class. This is in general some of the curriculum. We started off with centers and modeling. Right now we're working on circles with chords and tangents and secants. Then we're going to go into conic sections, which is going to get a little crazy, followed up by some trig and trig graphs. Then we're going to do a little bit of fun math in there, doing with some counting and caseworks, followed by transformations and absolute values, logs, rational functions, polynomials, parametric and polar equations, and probability and statistics. Some of this stuff is going to be a rehash of what they already learned in Math 2, because I taught a lot of Math 3 curriculum, and a lot of this is also going to be completely brand new to your students, which is good, right? We want to be challenging them in any way that we can. Our goal is to try to be able to get we're obviously going to get all of the Math 3 curriculum, but also enrich them and prepare them to try to get through as much of the pre-calc and beginning calculus material that we can as well. And so I think we'll cover all of that and more with this pacing. All right, let's see. So as a parent, a couple of things that you can do to help. Make sure your children are showing their classwork or homework to you, making sure that they get it done. Pretty much every single night there will be homework. Use PowerSchool to check grades and assignment. And of course, always email me if you have any concerns. At any point, we can have a quick phone conference or a one-on-one conference if needed. And the big thing is also send your child to tutoring, right? I have free tutoring every single Monday at 8 to 8:45. Sometimes this will switch with Math 2, which is on Thursday, but either Monday or Thursday, this will happen, right? But again, success is attitude plus effort, right? If you're willing to work hard, willing to put in the work, your child's going to succeed. Here's my contact information and my website. Again, anything else like that you need to contact me for, please, please, please feel free to reach out, send an email, and I'll get back to you within a day. And as always, wish list, the only thing that I really need is tissues. We have a good amount so far, a couple more boxes, never hurts though, especially luckily with masks, it's been really nice because flu season wasn't as bad, but you never know. So tissues or wipes, both of those are fantastic. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great night. Thank you.